In the frozen expanse of the Arctic, where the wind howled like a restless spirit and the ice stretched endlessly into the horizon, a polar bear cub named Nanook took his first steps into the world. Born in the safety of a snug den beneath a thick layer of snow, he was cradled by the warmth of his mother, Sura, who had waited patiently through the long, dark winter for this moment. Nanook was one of two cubs. His sister Kanik was smaller but just as curious. They nestled close to their mother, drinking her rich milk and feeling the rhythm of her steady breathing. For the first few weeks, the den was their whole universe, a warm sanctuary against the biting cold outside. But soon, the time came to venture beyond its confines. The day Sura led them into the Arctic light, Nanook squinted against the brightness. The world was vast and white, stretching beyond anything his young mind could comprehend. The ice beneath his paws was solid yet unfamiliar, and the crisp air smelled of salt and snow. He tumbled after his mother, clumsy but determined, while Kanik hesitated before following. Sura was a wise and experienced bear. She knew that the weeks ahead would be crucial in teaching her cubs the ways of survival. She led them across the ice, stopping often so they could rest. Sometimes she would dig into the snow and find hidden pockets of frozen seaweed, letting the cubs sniff and paw at it, learning the sense of their world. As the days passed, Nanook grew stronger. He learned to walk without stumbling, to dig his small claws into the ice for better grip, and to recognize the distant silhouettes of seals basking near the water's edge. Hunting, however, was still far beyond his abilities, but he watched his mother carefully, absorbing every move she made. The first time Sura made a kill, Nanook was both awed and frightened. It happened on a cold, silent morning when the ice groaned under their weight. Sura had spotted a seal breathing hole and waited with the patience of a creature who had known hunger many times before. When the moment came, she struck with lightning speed, dragging a plump seal onto the ice. Blood stained the pristine snow, and the scent of fresh meat filled the air. Nanook hesitated, but hunger overcame hesitation, and he took his first taste of real food. Seasons passed, and the cubs grew. They learned the dangers of thin ice, the importance of conserving energy, and the ever-present threat of rival bears. Nanook loved to play, wrestling with Kanik under the watchful gaze of their mother, but the Arctic was an unforgiving land, and life was never easy. One fateful day, as the ice thinned with the approach of summer, Sura led them toward the open water, where food would be more abundant. The journey was long and grueling, with stretches of water too wide for the cubs to cross alone. Nanook paddled desperately, his small body pushed by the waves, but his mother was always near, nudging him forward. He felt the chill of the Arctic Ocean seep into his bones, but he pressed on. The world beyond the ice floes was different. More open water, fewer resting places. Sura grew leaner as hunting became harder. The seals were faster, and the ice was breaking apart too quickly. Nanook and Kanik clung to their mother's side, sensing her growing struggle. Then, one day, tragedy struck. A massive male bear, driven by hunger, appeared on the horizon. Sura knew he was a threat. She roared, placing herself between the cubs and the stranger, her massive form tense with warning. Nanook had never seen his mother fight before, but when the male lunged, she did not hesitate. The battle was brutal. Claws raked fur, teeth snapped, and the ice became a battlefield of survival. In the end, Sura drove the intruder away, but at a terrible cost. She was wounded, bleeding from deep gashes across her side. She nudged her cubs forward, urging them to keep moving, but her strength was fading. Nanook did not understand what was happening at first. He only knew that his mother was slowing, her breaths becoming ragged. Kanik whined, pressing against her, but Sura simply licked her cubs one last time before sinking onto the ice. The light in her eyes dimmed, and then she was still. A great silence fell over the tundra. Nanook nudged his mother, confused, unwilling to accept what had happened. But she did not move. The wind howled around them, carrying away their cries. Sura was gone. For the first time in their young lives, Nanook and Kanik were alone. The Arctic, vast and indifferent, stretched before them, and survival was now in their paws alone. The journey ahead would be long and filled with challenges, but somewhere deep inside, Nanook felt a flicker of his mother's strength. He turned to his sister, nuzzling her gently, and together they took their first steps forward into the